I recently went on a printing binge to dress up my Bambu Lab A1 Mini, so I thought it would be cool to show you a few useful and fun prints that not only work with the Mini, but the regular A1 as well. So let's get a closer look at them. This video is sponsored by PCBWay. Hello 3D printing friends and welcome back. The Bambu Lab A1 and A1 Mini printers are very accessorizable, and I kind of went down a rabbit hole of cool models to print that add useful functionality or add storage or just add entertainment value. So here's a collection of about 7 prints that I wanted to showcase. They're all free to download and links for all of them are in the description. Most are functional, some are just for fun, and at least one serves both purposes. So let's take a look. You can use the chapter markers if you want to jump to a particular model. I want to start with a few prints that help with the number 2 issue facing A1 and A1 Mini owners, that is, dealing with printer poops. Whether you're doing multicolor prints with tons of filament swaps using an AMS light, or you're running the printer in single player mode without one, your printer still poops at the start of every print. Some people will just grab a snack container or something to put underneath the extruder to catch these printer purge poops, but I think it's more fun to print something that's more purpose-made for the job. To that end, this is the A1 Mini Poop Bin by designer K-Studio.ca. There are a couple of different sizes to choose from, most of which have lots of hexagonal holes. I chose the one with solid sides, and it was about a 3-hour print. It's great for collecting the piles of purge poops produced on prints with prolific filament swaps. But this is not the only poop bin out there. A search on MakerWorld for A1 Poop Bin will return more than 800 designs. So feel free to explore and find one you like. And if you have a favorite, comment and let me know what it is. Another printer purge problem is projecting them precisely into the poop pail. Sometimes the filament flies like feces flung from a furious forest monkey. No, really, I've found printer poops all the way across the room before. To combat that, we have the A1 and Mini Poop Deflector from designer dkduck. This simple 25-minute print attaches to the side of the flinger, forcing the filament to fall with finality into the bin. Like the poop bins, there are hundreds of designs that do this, so feel free to search for something like A1 Deflector on MakerWorld and find your fave. And if you want to literally give your printer somewhere to poop, there's the BamPoo, the filament poop catcher by Kazi. This one is available as a deflector and funnel affair for use with a bucket below, or as a container for those who are using the printer without the AMS light. As a container, it won't hold much before you have to grab a plunger and clear it out, but as a deflector for defeces, it's delightful. To polish off this parade of purge positioning prints, here's JavventuraDesigns Ultralight Rounded Poop Basket. This one's aimed squarely at those who use their A1 or A1 Mini without an AMS as a quick way to collect several prints worth of purges. It works really well, it stays out of the way, and doesn't take up space on your desk next to the printer. About the only drawback to these designs that add the bucket to the end of the x-axis is that when the printer does that vibration thing at the start of a print, the little bits in the bucket make a ruckus with their rattling. PCBWay is known for making low-cost, high-quality printed circuit boards, but they also do CNC machining, 3D printing, sheet metal fabrication, and even injection molding. They sent me a few samples and I gotta say, these circuit board rulers and coasters are freaking amazing. And the clear resin prints of the PCBWay logo, these are 100% crystal clear. So whether you need PCBs, machining services, or even something printed in a specialty material your printer can't handle, PCBWay can do that for you. Check them out at PCBWay.com. Okay, moving on from all that. If you need to pick up your A1 Mini and move it from place to place, you might find it easier with a handle, like the A1 Mini centered handle by Kees. This is a remix that repositions the handle of D4V3 IG's A1 Mini handle with original spool holder, moving it more toward the center of the printer. This was about a 2-hour print, and to install it, you remove this cap at the top of the printer and put this in its place. The thing I like about this one is that it's almost perfectly aligned over the printer's center of gravity, at least left to right. It's still a little bit behind though, so the printer will tip forward at least a little. Meanwhile, back on the toolhead, I've got the Confused Cat Meme Extruder Visualizer by Kees. It's just plain silly and fun. I've had this on my A1 Mini for months now and it makes me smile inside every time I see it. The buffering spinner replaces the stock one that inexplicably looks like the Ubuntu Linux logo, and the cat cover replaces the stock cover. The old toolhead cover and visualizer just unsnap and the new ones snap on. It's a simple 2-color print for both pieces. I loaded up some black filament and white filament in my AMS Lite to get it done. You could probably do it as a manual filament swap as well, but I haven't tested that. It's at its best when purging filament because it really looks like the K-Studio is seriously concentrating on the process. Like poop bins, extruder visualizers have a whole huge catalog of options to choose from. A quick search for A1 extruder visualizer or A1 extruder wheel will give you hundreds of results. If you find a favorite, share it in the comments. And last but certainly not least, Sam67C's A1 Mini Stackable Storage Stand V3. This is a modular storage stand that sits underneath the A1 Mini. Amazingly, all the parts are printable on the Mini itself and they just snap together. The left and right sides have a drawer at the back and the main drawer in the front is Gridfinity enabled. The basic stand gives you a huge amount of storage without taking up any extra space on your desk or workbench. And there are also extra modules that snap onto the left and right sides, so you'll have even more options for storage, and even for poop bins. Printing a full set of basic parts with the base and 3 drawers will take about 24 hours, and you can print and stack multiples of them if you need more drawers and storage. Oh, and A1 owners, don't feel left out. There's a version of all this goodness for the A1 too. The inclusion of Zach Friedman's Gridfinity concept is super cool. In all the time it's been out, this is my first time printing something that uses it, and the modularity of it is mind-blowing. Have you printed any Gridfinity things? Got any suggestions for Gridfinity things I should print? If you do, comment and let me know what your favorites are. So that's a selection of fun and useful prints for the A1 and A1 Mini. There's a vast number of poop bins and deflectors to choose from. There really are hundreds of them, so if you don't like the ones I highlighted, there are tons of other options. The stackable storage stand from Sam67C is my favorite. It's super useful in that orange and white color scheme, has a retro late 60s, early 70s vibe that I'm into. I find the handle useful as well, but looking at the color now, I think it's a little too much orange on the printer. I may want to reprint that in a medium gray, similar to the cap it replaced, so it hides instead of stands out. The handle is the only thing in the video that's only for the A1 Mini, but there is at least one carrying handle for the A1. And of course, the confused cat extruder just adds a touch of silliness to the whole thing. So thanks again to PCBWay for sponsoring this episode. Thank you for watching, and big thanks to everyone who supports the channel, whether with channel memberships or by using the links in the description. If you liked this episode, give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe so you don't miss new ones. Well, 3D printing friends, that's about all the time we have for this one, and now that we're at the end, let's go print something cool. Bonk. That was loud.